Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm your storyteller, ready to take you on amazing journeys through different tales. How are you guys? Today's audiobook is Cairo, the City Victorious by Max Rodenbeck. Let's get started. In Cairo, the City Victorious is a fascinating history of Cairo from the book, showing the great city as being as victorious as its title, conquering the passage of time and surviving all the changes that it has been centering, and at the same time undergoing all these changes. My story then takes place in this historic city, wherein novel and history meet and meld with the modern populace living therein. I want to tell the story of the Arab world's most vibrant city, starting from the crowded quarters of Islamic Cairo to the glorious architectural marvels it houses within its premises. In this case, I developed the background information concerning Cairo with special emphasis on major events that defines the city's history. The history of the city started with the rise of the Fatimid dynasty in the 10th century and the start of Alexandria's turn to a center of science and arts. Let me explain how above-mentioned brilliant examples of architecture, Al-Azhar Mosque and Al-Citadel, stand for ancient Cairo as a city with Islamic history in its puddle. By describing it in detail, I sketch out a picture of the amazing variety of traces left on the urban fabric by the Mamluk, Ottoman, and European conquerors. In my story, I continue such elements of the film, Egyptian capital, which has a dual nature. On one side, it is a city of kings, of beautiful palaces and crowded bazaars, and on the other side it faces such problems as poverty fighting, political turmoil, and problems of progress. I focus on the common populace of Cairo. These are their limitations and achievements in their everyday lives that represent the challenges and accomplishments of the city. The voice of the street vendors who remains defiant, the knowledge bearers in a political structure, they are heard throughout my discovery. Resilience becomes the common line running through my narrative. Till date, the people of Cairo have proven their resilience. Hurdles of Cairo. It is important to note that Cairo is not void of so many challenges like social revolution and other financial barriers that may thwart any city's growth. However, its inhabitants have not rested on their laurels yet. It gives an account of the Arab Spring and describes how the city found itself at the epicenter of a revolution. For this reason, it is appropriate to use the Tahrir Square protest as a symbol of collective action, representing the desire of a generation for democracies and justice. Thus, I continue the link between the official histories and the people and illustrate their resilience in the face of hardship. As well as this, I intersperse commentary on the cultural history of Cairo within the narrative of the story. There are many traditions that exist and run parallel with modernity in art and music in the city. I examine the literature written by the Cairo's writers, aiming to describe the nature of this city and its realities. Using examples from verse of Mahmoud Darwish to the prose of the Nobel laureate Naguib Mahfouz, I posit literature as a looking glass that reflects and a microscope through which to scrutinize the city of Cairo. Finally, I turn my focus on the future of the city as part of the conclusion of my study. The threats arising out of urbanization and globalization processes are enormous, but I still believe that the city is capable of developing and changing. An understanding of the people, let's add the spirit and the specific bond that Egyptians have with history, imply that Cairo will have the stamina to contend with change. Anticipated image of the city represent a city that has a history and has a vision of a future that it will develop. However, the spirit of the people is not broken. In Cairo, the City Victorious, I invite readers to embrace this city and its tough narrative with all its layers of meaning. I needed my story to be a tribute to both the history of Cairo and Egyptians, and a reflection of the present and future of this great city. Through the lens of history, culture, and the voices of its people, I aim to convey the essence of a city that, despite its trials, stands victorious in the face of adversity. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe the Sonic Library for more audiobooks. I hope this story left you with something to think about. Stay tuned for more new videos.